I want to tell you something important today. I wanted to tell you space is overrated. Don't fall for it. Don't immediately think, oh, I need my space. Oh, just give me some space here. Space is the last thing you need. You know that feeling at the end of a party, at the end of a family gathering, where at that time, and not until that time, people shake hands and give hugs and put coats on and say goodbyes and get their faces a little closer and then say, I love you. It's so good to spend some time with you. But the rest of the time, everybody's got to have their space. Space is overrated. That space you will hate when they're not here anymore. That space you will regret when you can't see them anymore. I've not had any tragedy. Don't worry, this is not about anything concerning me other than sharing my space with a weed whacker. At first it bothered me. I sat here and I thought, should I wait for him to finish? I thought I would hook up my little lapel mic that might hide some of the sound, and it's the one for the other phone. But yet I didn't want to get up and fuss and go look for the one for this phone. So then I thought for another minute and I said, you know, maybe this will fit into what I'm talking about. See, we're all faking it. We're coming up with some reason. Well, either it's I think you need the space, or you think I need the space, or we've heard and seen TV shows where people just need space. And it's not true. It's a lie. You can be just as close to your parents, to your brothers and sisters, as a newborn baby. But you know why you get closer to the baby? Because it can't hurt you back. It can't say something to hurt your feelings. It can't do something other than maybe cry when you hold it, and then you're like, oh, why is it crying? What did I do? Or maybe you get your hand wet. But babies don't have space. As a matter of fact, they cry when there's space. We all need to cry to collapse that space. We need to ask God, lessen my space. Bring me closer to people. Why? Mankind has overrated space. And I don't think it was nature. I don't think that's the way it was planned. I think it's the agenda of this world to put out that thing. You need your space. Because space allows for rejection. Space allows for depression. Space allows for thoughts that are negative. Now, sometimes you need space because people can be negative. Sometimes you need space because somebody did something. I'm not talking about that kind of space. I'm talking about the kind of space with your family, with someone that you know. If you shake their hand, if you give them a hug, why aren't you closer the rest of the time? Are we so worried about breath? Are we so worried about BO? Are we so worried about things that we lose track of people? How did I even get on this subject? There are people today and every day that are losing members of their family and friends, church body, and they now have all the space they need, and they don't want it. They wish they could have that company, that comfort. I today treasure my wife more than ever, because there are people that have pushed us out of their space, and we have come to the point where we are the only ones in each other's space. And although I love other people's spaces, I deal with it too. So imagine for a moment that you could be close to someone and not hurt them, not hurt their feelings, and not have your feelings hurt. Because you can. His name is Jesus. And although I think I'm going to title this Space is Overrated, get rid of it. Remove the space between you and other people. My original title was Near for No Reason. I want to be near to you, sweetheart. I want to be near to you, Daddy. I want to be near to you, brother, sister, mommy. And just for no reason. Do you think that a mother has her children sit around her and be near to her because they choose to? That it's like, well, I don't need this, but no, they need it. They want it because they were inside her to begin with. As your mind, as your brain functioned and began to grow inside your mother, you were so near her. Even the idea of being born again and having Jesus come inside you, the reason it's called born again could also be because there is a birth that reduces the space between us and God. Being born again reduces that space between us. Becoming born again causes you to be able to not fear and to love God and to be able to reduce the space between you and other people. Condense that space. When you're done watching this, right, or even right now, hug the one you're with. Touch their shoulder as you watch together. Reduce the space. Be near for no reason. When that child has a bad day, their feelings are hurt, where do they go? They go to mom, they go to dad. It's a protection. It's a defense against the onslaught of the enemy. There's no space between us and our parents. We came from them. We have to make that space. We have to force that space. And of course, 13, 14, hormones come in, other things come in, which bring about the physical need for that space, but not the emotional. That's what draws us close to parents or elders or loved ones. What are some of the things that you can think of that bring you close? I think of like meals. Brings us close. We all join hands and pray. I think of morning. My mother's voice, good morning. Getting the school clothes out. Another time, bedtime. Say your prayers, a story. Why do kids want to sit in your lap and have you read that same book over and over again? Yeah, it's the story, sort of, but it's the space. They want to be near you for no reason. Be near for no reason. It meets a daily need. It meets the weekly need. It meets the monthly need. It meets a lifetime need when you share your space. Remember, John was leaning on Jesus, right in his lap all the time. Jesus kind of having to, okay, John, I got to get up. We got to go here. Near, no space. We think of John, oh, golly, what a mama's boy, all weak like that. Yet that was courage. That was courage. No fear of rejection John had. Let's all have that too. Jesus isn't going to reject us. We need to cry out close. Just say the word, crying out the word, close to you, God. I want to be close to you, God. I want to reduce that space. We let a dog or a cat enter our space. Pet them and scratch them and rub them and love on them. We don't let people into our space. Not that they want to be scruffed on the head and scratched under the chin, but people need that attention as well. I think of all the people that are not being ministered to, while millions of dogs and cats have all the love they can handle. Was there a place where you felt near to people? A campfire? Out in the forest on a walk? I've seen this guy on YouTube. He's always, when he's working with his dad on a project. Man, they are so close. I so envy that. But the drawback is the pain of separation, the pain of when the dad moves on to the next phase of existence. It makes it easier to let it happen. I know that my personality, I was very separated. I did not have an emotional breakdown at the funeral of my parents, either one of them. And that's because of their way of being. They were very independent. They did not want to be doted over. They did not want to be taken care of. They did not want to be a burden. And they insisted that we be not that attached to them just by how they acted. Love them, visit them once or twice a year. That's good enough. But then there's other people that call their parents every day. They're willing to risk that pain of the loss for the many years of the joy of relationship and being close, being near for no reason. The dinner table was a place where, it was always good. Very rarely did anything happen at the dinner table that wasn't good. It's what Jesus wants as well. Jesus wants us to draw near to me, and I will draw near to you. That's James 4:8. In Revelation 3:20, it says, I'm going to knock on a door, and if you let me in, I will come in and sup with you. Dinner time. It wasn't just, to hang out. It was to have a meal. Dinner time. There's nothing wrong with that. But Jesus said, I come to the door and I knock. It's up to us to reduce the space. to take out the thing between us. And if God is requiring that, what do we as normal people need? We as normal people need the same thing. Somebody knocks on my door, open the door, I go out and talk to them. Jesus does the same thing. In John 7:37, let's see, let's do that one first. John 7:37. Jesus is about to go to the cross. His time of being close is about over. And he says these words, on the last day, the great day of the feast, Jesus stood and cried out and said, "If anyone thirst, let him come to me and drink. He who believes in me, as the scripture saith, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water." Let him come to me and drink. What is he drinking? That living water. How can we give that living water to someone else if we don't drink it ourselves? A little earlier in the week, just a few days before this day, in Matthew 23:37. Matthew 23:37. You'll all know this one, recognize it. Got some skinny pages here. 23:37. O Jerusalem, O Jerusalem, the one who kills its prophets and stones those who are sent to her. How often I have wanted to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing. Have you got an agenda? Have you got an agenda with that brother or sister that you're withholding yourself from them? You're creating a distance because you're disciplining them? What if they were suddenly not there anymore? There's 1,000 people this week gone from this earth. Did you know one of them? You will. You'll know one of them one of these weeks. That person that you're separated from. You've got to have a reason, you say. Well, if they would just do this, I would do that. Well, if they would just say this, and I would say that, and no. It's got to be you first. You're the Christian here. You're the one with the character. You're the one with the eternity mentality. Draw near for no reason. Be near for no reason. People won't expect that. You've got to have an agenda. What do you want now? Can't I just sit next to you? You only sit next to me when you want something. Well, you've trained them. Maybe that's true. Don't let it hurt your feelings. And don't get up and say, well, fine, and build another wall. Go near for no reason. Feel that person's soul and spirit. Feel the presence of another human being. Space is overrated. It's not necessary. And the more you fight it, the more you know it. Looking for something, anything to make me feel better. People have let me down, so I have 3 cats and 4 dogs. And we all sleep together in the same bed. because of our need to be near. Don't waste it. Get enjoyment out of every person around you by being near to them. Just accidentally get too close. And then while you're there, say, oh, didn't mean to get this close, but while I'm here, let me tell you that I love you. Let me tell you, a peck on the cheek, a rub of the back. Whatever's allowable in your situation, the signs of affection in your family. Let it be so. Come out of you. I've got birds flitting around my bird feeder. And, they won't come near. I'm a predator. I'm scary. They won't come near. But I do know people that if they sit around their bird feeder long enough, the birds get used to them and let them closer and closer. Just the other day, we were at the mill and showing a friend of ours who had their son with them how to feed the gooses and the ducks and boy, those Canadian geese were walking around our feet. Huge birds. But they would even take the corn right out of my hand. They were just so used to people. They let us near. And that was so special. There's no wild goose or duck that's going to let you anywhere near them. But these did. And in your near, don't fear. Could add that. Near for no reason. Near with no fear. God really stirred me up. God really stirred me up. People are wasting their time giving other people space. And people that are given that space think, well, I'm supposed to have this space. I may not even like it. They may not even want it. But it's a society thing. It's what people are doing. Everybody has to have their space. We had guests come to a church that I once attended. It was a family group from Japan. And when they went in and sat down in the church, all 11 of them sat tight, touching each other because of where they came from. There's not a lot of space. Everybody has to be close. You got to pack in tight everywhere you go. I thought that was rather odd. You've got people spattered around the whole congregation. Everybody's split up with their space. And you got this Japanese family group that's all like, I'm telling you, it was like 11 people in 9 seats. Okay, 11 people covering 9 seats. They didn't even take one person per seat. Hey, I need my space here. No, right here. This is my space. Gap between each person. Not them. So we'll finish this up with the idea of want you to fight, waiting till it's time to leave, to be close. I want you to fight that. I want you to say, no, I'm not waiting till I leave tonight. I'm not waiting till it's time to go. I'm going to spend some time right now close. Right now, close. I don't need a reason to be near. And when I'm near, no fear. It's very important. Very important. Today is your day to be near. Today is a day to think to yourself, what if this person wasn't here anymore? What if this person, I was just with somebody that was talking about his wife. You'd think she passed away yesterday. And it had been 5 years. But to him, it was just yesterday. And I think that's so true with so many people. We still think of them as near, even though they're gone, even though they've passed, they're still near. And we talk about them as though they just passed. They were just here a minute ago. But what was going on when they were really near? Look at the people around you now. You can be near. You can touch. You can know them. It's our job as human beings to reach out to other people, to other human beings who are in outer space, too much space, and let them know, time to come in. Time to come in. So, space is overrated. The space between you and me is overrated. And I have to fight it just as much as anybody else when it comes to, I need my space. We've got to overcome that. We've got to overcome that. So be near for no reason. Just be near for no reason. You can do that. So I wanted to share that with you. I love you very much. We'll see you next Thursday. Did I say it at the beginning? I think I forgot to say that. It's Thursday. But that's how emotionally tied up I was, I guess. Now I feel better. I've released it to you. Now you release it on those around you. Bless you. Love you. Pray for you. And remember, I love you. But Jesus loves you more. Good night. Good day. Good day.